More of your tax dollars about to get eaten up. Democrats pushing a bill to the president's desk to spend $4.5 billion more on the school lunch program. That is on top of the nearly $13 billion we're already spending. They say it's to help make kids healthier. But Tracy, of all people, you say stop the gravy train. Really?
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Stay out of my kids' school. Stay out of the cafeteria.
Exactly who is supposed to stay out of the public schools and the public cafeterias? Is it the government? The government who's in charge of collecting the taxes and then redistributing them so that people can get a fucking education are supposed to stay out of your schools. That's your wait, really? So if the government was like, we're gonna, put in better teachers so your kids get a better education, you'd be like, stay out of my children's school. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Just stay out of my fucking kids' school, alright? You're the reason they're fat. It's not the fucking 12 Big Macs I buy my fucking daughter every week. She's just big boned, you bastards.
Look, Cheryl, 40 years ago, we had an child obesity rate of 5%. We have since doubled the spending, and the obesity rate is now 17%. It's not working.
Don't you love that kind of fucking, direct correlation or an attempt at one? Jesus. She's like, 40 years ago, we had spent half the money and we had less obesity. Now, we spend more money and we have more obesity. And that's a direct correlation. No, it couldn't be like that back then you could afford to feed your kid or your whole family fucking something healthy. And that nowadays nobody has the time or the money to do anything but eat fucking junk food. And that all these companies are putting out food that is not healthy, and all they care about is fucking taste, no matter how fucking unhealthy it is for you. You see, there's the fucking correlation. And people have just kind of said, whatever. Kind of let themselves go. I'm one of them. I fucking don't eat healthy enough. I try and eat carrots and whatnot as like a fucking healthy snack, but I drink too much beer, I smoke cigarettes, and I eat unhealthy food. That's my own choice, though. I'm an adult now. When I was a fucking kid, they had once a week they'd have fucking pizza day in the cafeteria. The rest of the time, it was pretty healthy shit. I don't really have a problem with them spending my tax dollars in order to give kids that can't otherwise afford it a healthy meal during the fucking school day so they can stay awake or learn or not be violent or whatever it is that they're, if they're hungry, they can fucking do all kinds of different shit. If they're not hungry, they can fucking focus. They at least have the opportunity.
Just like increasing spending for stimulus didn't work, increasing spending in our school lunch programs is not working. The parents are there to make the decisions in the school and at home, not the government. Stop it. And there's no need for taxpayers to be paying for this.
The only way the parents are really involved in what goes on in the school, as in laws like this, is they get their vote to vote the fucking government officials that then choose what to do with the fucking money. The fact that you guys think like you have all kinds of power to tell other people, no, you're gonna fucking be hungry because some people are fat, therefore you deserve to be fucking hungry. Fuck you, cunt.
Wayne, though, these kids are in school 5 days a week, and maybe that's where they're learning their good or their bad habits.
Well, whether it's obesity or not is immaterial. Some support for the school lunch program is a good idea. You want to educate the citizenry. You don't want morons everywhere. So giving them good food under a good program is not so bad.
All right, Charlie?
Although public schools are horrendous at spending money. I mean, all you have to do is look at what it costs to teach someone in a say a New York City public school and someone in a New York City Catholic school, and it's a lot less than a Catholic school, and you get a much better education.
Okay, so riddle me this, fucktard. If it costs so much less to educate people at a Catholic school than it does a public school, why is it that you assholes require so much fucking money per semester in order to take people's kids? And I'm talking about, not even at a fucking, upper levels of school. I'm talking about lower level shit. Hey, there's a Chick-fil-A by my house. I never fucking eat there. One day I got a coupon for a free fucking chicken sandwich. I'm not going to turn that down. You didn't have to buy anything else. Free fucking sandwich. So I went through the drive-thru, got my fucking sandwich. They gave it to me in a bag. I reach in there, and in the bag, because they're a fucking Christian, type company, they're closed on Sundays and all this shit, there's a fucking advertisement for local Christian schools, and they fucking charge an arm and a leg, and it doesn't matter if your kid's fucking going to kindergarten. Oh, your kid wants to finger paint? Nah, well, I'm thinking that's about fucking $1,200 a semester. And then if your kid's fucking like in high school, well, that sounded more like fucking like, you know, $2-3 grand a semester. Why does it take so much money to do that if it's so cheap so much cheaper to educate them than in public school where you just pay your fucking taxes and your goddamn kid goes to school? Like, my kid's going to go to a fucking public school, as if I have a choice.
So, you know, I just think this money will be wasted. I mean, it's kind of a joke at this point.
But isn't, Heather, an investment, though, in children, and the fact that if you teach them healthier habits at a younger age, they don't become obese and unhealthy adults and burden the healthcare system?
Absolutely, and I think we need to do a little reality check. We're talking about $4.5 billion over 10 years. So that's about $450 million a year. No, which is, in fact, a very small amount. It's about 6 cents per school lunch.
You know, that's what
and
they say about every program.
Money. It's not just more money.
You know,
These
but all
are
those
our
billions,
children we're
Heather,
talking about here. This is the future of this country. It's an
you know, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, you know, all those billions, they do add up. We can't afford under $5 billion over 10 years for school lunches. That, like she said, that equates 6 fucking cents per school lunch, per meal. 6 cents added on. They only make the meal 6 cents better. It's not like some huge splurge and the kids are getting fucking prime rib and shit. But this asshole at the same time is like, you know, those billions add up. I bet you fucking this computer I'm making this video with right now that motherfucker supports wars overseas. Like the war in Iraq and the war in fucking Afghanistan and probably this fucking war in Libya we're going to fucking go to. This is ridiculous. They have no problem spending human lives, billions of dollars. I mean, just unheard of amounts of money. They lose billions of dollars. Just lost it. Don't know quite where it went. But, you know, those billions, they add up when you're trying to feed those hungry kids in school. Fucking punish the kids. We'll just, you know, they'll grow up, be dumb as fuck, and then we'll tell them, hey, you know, you can get 3 squares and a cot if you join the army and go die for us rich dumb fucks. America! Fuck yeah!
And it actually has more economic output for dollar invested in it because this is investing in our children. And it's not just more money, it's cutting red tape.
Investing in our children.
And it's
how many times do you use that a day? How many times do you use that line a day?
I don't know. How many times a day do conservatives and teabaggers talk about putting our grandchildren in debt? Putting the next generation in debt. Look at the trillions of dollars. How many times do they talk about that there? Dirt.
Investing in our children.
I know for a fact that Jonathan Hoenig likes himself a little bit of McDonald's every now and then. But Jonathan, I mean, kids really are. I mean, the obesity problem is exactly that, a huge problem right now.
It is, Cheryl, but I think you put a lot of faith that government knows the right way to fix that problem. I mean, you know, I think of all the people, unfortunately, who've died over the years because life-saving medication, for example, is kept off the market by the FDA. Or what about the food pyramid, which we know now is a bunk they promoted for years and years and years. What worries me further, Heather, even if it is $4 billion, is that once again, it's the enlargement of the entitlement state, right? Now we got a government that feeds your kid, that educates your kid, that, you know, that provides everything for your kid.
Jonathan's point is a good one. My children are not your responsibility. Nobody's responsibility but my own.
Well, first of all, I fucking feel sorry for your kids. Second of all, not everyone is such a stand-up fucking parent. You know, a lot of fucking parents don't give a shit. They just don't feed their kid. They have too many kids. Whatever the fucking situation is, they don't have enough money. Both parents lost their jobs. One parent died. Who the fuck knows? It's not the kid's fault is the fucking point. You know, okay, so it's not the government's job to feed kids that aren't being fed. Yes, it is. And fuck you if you want to call that socialism, and that's not free market enough for your fucking greedy ass. And, you know, just because you can afford to feed your kids and give them a fucking, you know, Lunchables with some great fucking poupon in it, does not mean that other kids need to fucking starve. I need to ram this through your fucking head. This needs to be understood. You are punishing children because you have issues with things like government feeding them. I don't want the government to do that. Well, they're not doing it to your kid. Your kid does not have to fucking eat the hot lunch that the goddamn government supplies in the cafeteria if you're too uppity for it.
But it's not only that, guys.
But Tracy, you're a good parent. You're very good with your kids.
I mean,
you
we're
teach
talking
them
about
habits.
schools here. First person to tell you, though, I work, a lot. It's very hard, and I'll stick $1 in the snack machine to give my kid a bag of Doritos. But that's my choice, my problem.
Everybody's got a fucking opinion, and nobody will shut the fuck up. So what is the point of pretending to be impartial?
Just for reference, that $1 that she puts in the machine to get her kid a bag of Doritos is the equivalent of the addition that they're putting on these hot lunches in cafeterias in public schools 16.6 times over. That single dollar for that little bag of unhealthy chips, she thinks, well, that's my fucking dollar, my problem, but it's not her problem, I guess, to help pay the taxes to help feed the starving kids. 16.6 of them would benefit off of that same dollar, and she's just willing to give it on a bag of chips. She don't want to help 16, almost 17 kids get a better fucking healthy meal. What a fucking cunt.
Not only that, look at the track record. Track record of educating kids in public schools, especially inner cities, is lousy. And it's the same. Listen, I think you judge people on their track record. Barack Obama said you spend $800 billion. You spend $800 billion, you get stimulus and 8% unemployment. It didn't happen. You spend a lot of money in public schools, inner cities, and it hasn't worked very well.
I'm sorry, but when exactly did we put a lot of money into inner city schools that weren't doing so well? Did I miss that? I mean, did that really get by me? I think I would have heard about the story. Is he referring to this benefit plan where kids could get a hot meal? And so he's directly saying, I mean, if this isn't what he's saying, I'm totally wrong. But to me, it sounded like he was saying this is like a form of giving to the inner city kids, probably like, those minorities. And they didn't turn around and all become doctors and engineers. So why should we offer hot lunches anywhere else? You assholes, you want to make the nation retarded? Go ahead. I hope you enjoy it when all the idiots come and steal your shit.
Hey, Heather McGee,
It has
thank
to do
you.
with the lunch program. You're
Heather,
right. Yeah,
thank you for joining us, Heather. It was great to have you on the show.
Along with the other 5 people and me, the host, for a total of 6 motherfucking boxes all over, and a bunch of people who want to talk, but it can only get it in 10-second fucking clips. And we had to thank that one lady because, well, she was the only black one, she was the only liberal, and she was the only one with a brain. So we had to thank her for showing up to our fucking retard fest. Yee-haw, derp-a-derp. Fucking Fox News. Can you get enough? The answer is yes. Coctopus out.
Well, we ain't done yet. We still got Libya to talk about, Egypt, Wisconsin, Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah,